Good morning. It will come to no surprise to my regular viewers that I'm back on a trail again, and this is one of my favourites. This is my most frequently visited trail, which is the Caledon Trailway. It occurred to me recently that due to one circumstance or another, I haven't really done any significant rides for probably over a year, and this past 2 weeks I haven't been on my bike at all, but for pretty good reason. Keeping in mind that everything's relative, and to many of you the kind of distances I'm going to talk about are not necessarily significant, but to me, just 2 years ago, riding 100 kilometers was absolutely no issue at all. Now I'm getting fatigued after 35, 40 kilometers. My neck's beginning to ache, my butt's getting sore, and so I decided I really have to just get out there, grit my teeth, and try to get back into the flow of riding longer distances. So that's what I'm doing today. This trail is 80 kilometers there and back, one end to the other. And so while again for some of you it was not tremendous distance, for me it's going to be a significant leap ahead, and I'll describe as I'm going how I'm doing, what ailments, issues I have or do not have. There's an enormous blue heron on a post back there, which I'm sure you're not going to see with this camera. Anyway, I'm about 15 kilometers in, and there's a couple of interesting things that I've noticed. One is that I've kind of ridden myself into this ride a little bit. I felt very ragged when I started off, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm never going to be able to do this. And I started thinking to myself about cut-off points when I can turn around. But as the kilometers have progressed, I feel a lot more energetic, my muscles are loosening up, and I feel pretty good. The other thing that I've noticed is that my heart rate is a little higher than it normally would be. It's only going to continue to increase as I get more fatigued and it gets hotter. But it's not at a concerning rate, it's just a little higher than I would have thought. It's, you know, up and around 130 for what is really quite an easy ride. Maybe 125, 130 for what is an easy ride. And I would normally expect it to be more like 115. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let you know. But I'm going to carry on. I don't want to stop for too long because I'm feeling good and want to crack on and get this done. About 30 kilometers in now, and everything's still, yeah, pretty much the same as it was. Legs feel good. Pulse has even settled down a little bit, so that's a good thing. Maybe just because I'm now into a better rhythm, but yeah, so far so good. So about 35k in, there's only a couple of more kilometers to the end of the trail. Feeling pretty good, actually feeling very good. The issues I'm just beginning to have, that I can just feel coming on, my triceps are beginning to get a bit tired, which I'd forgotten about that sensation. I used to get that a lot when I was doing the much longer rides. I'm just beginning to get a little bit of tightness between my shoulders, and I'm having to move my hands around a bit because they're getting a little bit numb. No, not numb. They're just getting a little bit tired on the handlebars, but otherwise pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. I've been pushing on a little bit just because I've got a goal, a target in mind. I've had that mindset, and I sort of want to get rid of that. I want to just slow down and enjoy it more. Anyway, I'll scoot along to the end, and then I'll catch up with you in about 15 kilometers or so and let you know how badly I'm suffering then. Beginning to feel it now. Almost at 50 kilometers, and everything's beginning to ache just a little bit, which I kind of was anticipating. Actually, to be honest, I was anticipating that a little bit before this point, especially in those early couple of kilometers when it took me a bit of time to get going. So I've got probably about 28 kilometers to go. It's going to be about 78 kilometers altogether, so about 28 to go, and I think I'll probably be pretty tired by the end, but I'm definitely gonna get through for sure. It's a lot busier, this trail, than most, and what I'm finding is, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but your regular sort of Sunday cyclists are very friendly, they're happy to be out here, they're smiling and waving. It's people dressed a little bit more like myself who I'm finding it really difficult to get a response from. Not all of them, obviously, but a few of them are pretty stony faced, and I've got to admit I'm a bit of a jerk, because the more stony faced they are, the louder I shout good morning to them. I was going to say just to get under their skin, maybe to teach them that it's easy to be friendly. So it says here that in 1907 two freight cars derailed on the overpass at this location up there and blocked the line beneath for days. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a mess. So a very minor issue. I thought I had 3 gels with me, which would have been just about adequate nutrition to fuel me for an 80-kilometer ride. Probably 4 would have been more ideal. As it turns out, I stopped to have my last one here, and I only have 2. So by the end of it, I'm probably going to be a little bit ragged. Thankfully, I've only got 19 or 20 kilometers to go, and also I've got electrolytes in this bottle, and I do find that quite often that gives me a bit of a boost. So what with that, and with a bit of mental fortitude and determination, I should be able to get back to my starting point without too many issues. Hopefully. Look what I found. And I really, really, really need it. I was really kidding myself that I didn't need that extra gel. I was just about hanging in there. Going pretty good now. I think I've only got like 6 or 7 kilometers to go. And I'm really looking forward to getting this one done. It's been tough and it's been an eye-opener. So I've literally got about 200 meters left, but I think you'll understand why I chose to stop here to summarize this ride and conclude the video. Well, it's going to be just over 79 kilometers, about 79.3, and no, I'm not going to round it up to the nearest 80. The last 15 kilometers was very, very uncomfortable. My shoulders and neck were really sore, so I was constantly changing position, going in the drops on the tops and all over the bars. Yeah, it's quite humbling to realize just how far you can fall back really in fitness, but this is a starting point, and it'll only go up from here. I'm actually really quite pleased. You know, when I started out, I didn't even know if I was gonna make it sort of 50 kilometers, so to do just about 80 in pretty warm temperatures is quite satisfying. My legs, my pale old pasty legs, are absolutely fine. They did start to get a little tired towards the end, a little achy, but not too bad at all. I would have thought that considering I haven't done an awful lot of distance, they would have been a lot worse. I know many of you will probably look at 80 kilometers as being not a particularly significant distance, because I know there are a lot of excellent cyclists who watch my videos, but I'm sure you'll appreciate that this is a big leap forward for me, getting back to where I was at one time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next ride.